Hello, welcome to Learning Base Academy. Sorry, we are starting a bit late. The network was bad a bit. Welcome. If you can hear me, please type 1000. If you can hear me, type 1000 in the chat. If you can hear me, type 1000 in the chat. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Let me see your 1000 roll. Let me see it roll in the chat if you can hear me. Awesome, awesome. Thank you for the response. Thank you all for the response. That means you can hear me very well. All right, so the first thing we want to do is to go ahead and write today. Go ahead and write today's date. Today is Monday, 28th April 2025. Okay, let's write today's date. Monday, 28th April 2025. So right now we have quantitative reasoning. We have quantitative reasoning. This class is quantitative reasoning for students in grade 4 to 6. So if you're in grade 4 to 6, this will help you a lot. All right, so we're going to be looking at these samples of quantitative reasoning. Make sure you pay attention. I want you to look at these samples and study them by yourself. Sample A. Please ensure you draw your diagram in your exercise book. At Learning Base Academy, we write. So as you are in this class, make sure you write so that you can always remember, or you can always go through what you have been taught. All right, look at the samples and try to figure them out yourself. Try to figure out the numbers by yourself. So how can we figure out each of the numbers that are on my screen? I think we have about 3 samples. This is the third one. The numbers that are in these diagrams. The numbers that are in these diagrams need to be figured out. Let's look at sample A. If we look at sample A, we can see 4 pointing at 2. Then we can see 3 and 5. All right. So if you look at it very well, how can we get 4? How can we get 2? How can we get 3? And how can we get 5? Whatever method we apply, to sample A must be applicable to sample B. And that same method must be applicable to sample C. All right? Any method applied to sample A must be applicable to sample B and must also be applicable to sample C. I hope you understand that. All right, so now moving ahead with me for sample A. In A, to get, if you look at it, you will see that 4 times 2 is equal to 8. Then when we add 3 and 5 together, we will also get 8. That's it for example A. We have 4 times 2 will give us 8. 3 plus 5 will give us 8. So when you multiply the numbers above by each other, you get 8. When you add the numbers below, you will also get 8. So 8 is the common answer. Now look at sample B also. Let's do the same thing. 6 times 3 will give us 18. Then when we add the numbers below, we will also have 18 as the answer. Moving on to sample C. 3 times 7 is equal to 21. If we add 15 and 6 together, we will also get 21. So you can see that we have the common answers to these diagrams. Now, how do we figure out 4 in sample A? How do we figure out the number 4 in sample? To get 4, we are going to divide 8 by 2. Okay, let's assume we don't even know that it is 8. For you to get 4, you add 5 together, then you take away the answer, you take away 2 from the answer. This is what I mean. 8 plus 5 divided by 2, 4. 3 plus 5 divided by 2. Please pardon my errors. To get 4, that will be 3 plus 5 that is below, divided by 2. So 3 plus 5 is 8, and 8 divided by 2, that will give us 4. That is how to figure out 4. And that's how you're going to figure out any of the numbers above. What if we want to get 3 or 5 that is below? To get 5, to get 5, we're going to multiply 4 by 2, then we subtract 3. Okay, so 4 times 2 is 8. Then 8 minus 3 will give us 5. So you can see now that we have been able to get 5. Don't worry, I'll give you just 2 minutes to write. Now let's look at the sample B. Let's look at the sample B. What if we want to figure out 6 in sample B? You add 8 to 5 to get 6. To get 6, what do? We add 8 and 10 together. Then we divide it by 3. 8 plus 10 is 18. 18 divided by 3, that will give us 6. Then let's say to get 8. To get 8, we multiply 3 by 6. Then we subtract 10. 6 times 3 is 18. And 18 minus 10 is equal to 8. Right? That's how to get 8. If you're following me, type 2 in the comment section. If you're following me, type 2 in the comment section. If you're following me, type 2 in the comment section. Amazing. Now let's move on to sample C. To sample C. C. To get 7, add up the numbers that are below and divide by 3. That's 21. Then divided by 3, we are going to have 7. What if we are to get 15 that is below? You multiply the numbers that are above, then you subtract 6. 3 times 7 is 21, and 21 minus 6 is equal to 15. If you're just joining us in this class, you're welcome. Just go ahead and copy what you can see on the screen. I'm going to give 1 minute, 30 seconds for what we have above. All right, so we started from this place. So you have just 30 seconds to quickly copy the diagrams. Then I'll scroll down so that you can complete the diagram. So make it faster, make it faster, make it faster, everyone. At a countdown of 10, I'll scroll by this portion. 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so I'm scrolling so that others can write the rest, and I'm going to count down 10 to 0, then we continue. 10, 9, hurry up with writing. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so now let's solve some questions together. We're going to solve just 2 questions. I believe everybody is done writing. So now pay attention to the screen for the questions that we are meant to solve together. Exercise number 1. Draw the diagram. So I have 6 on the left, 1 on the right, then on the left below 5, then the next number we don't know what it is. So how do we get the number below on the right side? All right, so how do we get the number below on the right side? Multiply the number that is above, 6 times 1, then we subtract 5 that is on the left side. 6 times 1 is 6, minus 5, we have 1. So the answer that will be in the rectangle is 1. You can see how simple quantitative reasoning is. Okay, the next one, we have 10, 5. Then we have 40. Below on the left, we don't have any number. So how do we get this number? Just exactly the way we did number 1. That will be 10 times 5 minus 40. So that is 50 minus 40 is equal to 10. So the answer to number 2 is 10. So if you understand it, please type 3 in the chat. If you understand this, type 3 in the chat. If you understand this, try type 3 in the chat. All right, I'm going to give you one question. If you get the answer right, you have 5 points. So I'll call this Royal Star question. Who is a royal star? This is your question. This question will attract 5 stars. And I'm going to count down. Once I finish counting down, I'll close the chat. I'll close the comment section. All right, so everybody pay attention right now. Pay attention right now. Draw the diagram. 6 on the left and 30 on the right. Go ahead. What is the correct answer? At the count of 10, I will close the chat. What is the correct answer? 10. Type in your correct answer and your name beside your answer. Type your name beside your answer. Type in your answer and make sure your name is beside your answer. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm about to close the comment section. What is your answer? All right. Okay, so let's look at those who got the answer right. Okay, many of you said 9 is the answer. So let us see if 9 is the answer. Below we have 6 plus 30. Then we will divide by 4. So that is 36 divided by 4. The answer is 9. Okay, so let me mention the names of those that we have 5 stars. Amara, correct. Emmanuel Sarah, correct. Destiny Irony, correct. I told you to post your name beside your answer. Precious, correct. Oluwakorede, correct. Covenant, correct. Sinachi, correct. Finyi, correct. Godstein, Emmanuel, Ebuka, correct. Patricia, correct. Zemira, Correct. Zamira, you typed 6 as your answer. 6 is not the correct answer. Chinenyenwa, correct. Then we have Sufirepemi, correct. All right. Blessed, correct. Blessing, correct. Okay. I'm actually looking for those who typed in the correct answer. Fatima, correct. Manuela, correct. Zamira, correct. Tumishe, correct. So if I called your names and if I told you you were correct, these 5 stars belong to you. So you have to get your 5 stars. I give stars to students who perform very well. So these stars belong to you. Okay. All right. So I have 5 stars right on my screen for those who got the answers right. So these are your 5 stars. If you didn't get the answer right, don't worry, you're going to try again next time. So we have 5 stars for you. Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's awesome, right? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, now let's move on to a concept in mathematics. We want to treat a concept in mathematics, and what we'll be treating is multiplying decimals by powers of 10. But before you do that, I want to explain what powers of 10 are. These are powers of 10. 10 has only one zero, so we call it 10 raised to power 1. 100 has two zeros, and it means 10 times 10. So we call it 10 raised to power 2 because it has two zeros. And you need to multiply it by itself twice. Now, when it comes to 1000, it means multiplying 10 by itself 3 times, and that is 10 raised to power 3 because 1000 has three zeros. Now, what about 10,000? 10,000 is 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, which is 10 raised to power 1. 10,000 has four zeros. If you understand what I'm talking about and you're telling me, type 4 in the chat. Type 4 in the chat. Type 4 in the chat. If you understand what I am talking about and you are following me, type 4 in the chat. Everyone, powers of 10. Powers of 10. All right, that's good. That's good. So, what will be 100,000? What will be 100,000? Type it in the chat. Will it be 10 raised to power 2 or 10 raised to power 3? Type it in the chat. If you want to type 10 raised to power, you may not be able to raise to power. Type it in words. You can type raised to power. You can type raised to power, like you will spell raised, you will spell to, and you will spell power. So will be 100? What power of 10 is 100? How many zeros does 100 have? So it depends on the number of zeros that will make you give 10 that index. Thank you. Timileyin Aremu, kudos to you. I love your answer. Amazing. If you type the answer and I didn't call your name, it means you did not type your name. You still didn't type your name. Always type your name beside your answer. Amazing. If you don't type your name beside your answer, I may not be able to identify you. 100,000 is 10 raised to power 5 because it has 5 zeros. So that is 10 raised to the power of 5. So what will 1 million be? Tell me, what will 1 million be? Type it in the chat. What will 1 million be? Type it in the chat.